So, you've been told you gotta risk it for the biscuit, right? That the only path to massive success is paved with high risk, high return. It's the kind of advice that gets whispered on Wall Street, plastered on motivational posters, and let's be honest, probably tattooed on someone's bicep. But stop for a second. What if that's just a marketing slogan invented by Las Vegas? After all, casinos are built on people loving risk, and statistically, losing. So is high risk, high return really the golden rule? Or is it a shiny distraction? Let's investigate. First, let's dig into why everyone loves this idea. It's dramatic. It's the backbone of every action movie. The hero goes all in, bets the farm, and, after a montage involving sweat, tears, and probably a training sequence, wins big. We idolize the college dropout who built a tech empire, conveniently forgetting the thousands who just ended up with a mountain of debt and a collection of ramen noodle recipes. It's way more fun to tell the story of the underdog who took a wild leap and soared than the countless folks who quietly built something brick by brick. Why do we repeat high risk, high return like a magic spell? Well, it feels empowering. It's the verbal equivalent of a double-shot espresso before a big meeting. If you've ever watched someone walk a tightrope, don't worry, in our metaphor, it's only a foot off the ground. You know it's thrilling, but not nearly as dangerous as it looks. The adrenaline rush of risk makes for a great story. But is that the real path to success, or just the plot twist we like to remember? Let's do some myth-busting. Grab your popcorn, because here's where things get interesting. First up, let's talk about something sexy. Asymmetric bets. I know it sounds complicated, like something you'd hear in a James Bond movie, but it's really just the buy a lottery ticket for a penny principle. It's not about how likely you are to win, but about how little you lose if you're wrong and how much you gain if you're right. Imagine planting a tiny seed, and instead of a normal beanstalk, it grows into a skyscraper made of money. That's an asymmetric bet. Spending a weekend creating a silly mobile game? The risk? A few lost episodes of your favorite show. The reward? Maybe 1 million downloads and a yacht named Absolutely Fabulous. The trick isn't to take giant risks. It's to find tiny risks with outsized potential. Next, let's borrow an idea from one of the friendliest billionaires around, Warren Buffett. You know, the guy who still uses coupons. He's famous for his circle of competence. Basically, Buffett isn't taking high risks. He's just playing a different game. Investing in railroads might seem risky to you and me, but to him, it's as predictable as the sun rising. He spent decades learning everything about his chosen field, so what looks risky from the outside is just another Tuesday for him. The secret isn't to be brave, it's to be so knowledgeable that it's no longer risky for you. So, if you're thinking about betting your life savings on underwater basket weaving, maybe ask yourself, is this really inside your circle of competence, or is it just a splashy headline? And now, the big party pooper. Survivorship bias. This one's sneaky. We see the one person who bet their life savings on a meme stock and is now chilling on a yacht, and we think, that's the way. But we don't see the massive graveyard of broken piggy banks, those folks who tried the same thing and are now eating instant noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's like going to a graveyard of broken dreams, and there's one golden piggy bank shining on the hill. The mantra, high risk, high return, conveniently forgets to mention the most common outcome. High risk, no return. When we only celebrate the winners, we forget how many people walked into the casino and left with nothing but an empty wallet and a new appreciation for budgeting. So, what's the big aha moment? The goal isn't to blindly embrace risk. It's to find opportunities where everyone thinks there's high risk, but your special knowledge or clever strategy makes it a safe, calculated bet. You're not a gambler, you're the house. Imagine someone at a casino tossing chips onto the table, hoping for a miracle. Contrast that with someone calmly studying blueprints, using data, experience, and a touch of intuition to build something lasting. One is chasing luck, the other is stacking the odds in their favor. But let's be fair. Sometimes you really do have to take a leap of faith. Starting a business, launching a new project, asking someone out on a date, these things have real risks. The point isn't to avoid all risk, but to stop chasing it for its own sake. Don't confuse being reckless with being strategic. If you're jumping off a metaphorical cliff, at least check if there's a trampoline at the bottom. Or, better yet, bring your own. Let's stress test the limits. Does every success story involve high risk? Not really. Some of the world's best returns came from low-risk, high-effort strategies. Building a career, mastering a skill, compounding investments over time. These are the skyscraper beanstalks that grow slowly but surely. The real magic happens when you spot opportunities that look risky to others, but you know better because you've done your homework. That's not luck. That's wisdom in action. So, how do you apply this in real life? Instead of asking, how much risk should I take? Start asking, how can I flip the odds in my favor? Before you jump, check the downside. Can you afford to lose? Find your unique advantage, your circle of competence. Look for those beautiful asymmetric bets where a tiny cost can lead to a huge win. That's how you get the high return without the high anxiety. Think of it this way. Life isn't a casino. It's more like a garden. You want to plant seeds in the best soil, water them with knowledge, and protect them from storms with preparation. Sometimes you'll have to gamble a little, but the goal isn't to throw everything on red and hope for the best. It's to build a strategy where winning is more likely, and losing doesn't mean the end. So next time someone tells you high risk, high return, smile and nod. Then quietly ask yourself, is this risk actually worth it, or is there a smarter way? Because being bold is fun, but being clever is profitable. That's how you become the one golden piggy bank shining on the hill. Thanks for watching. We want to hear from you. Which popular life advice do you want to see challenged next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe to Beyond the Quote so you never miss a future episode. Remember, it's not about risking it all. It's about knowing how to play the game. Stay smart, stay curious, and keep flipping those odds in your favor.